Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Friday the 14th of April 2023. Thanks for joining me. I want to use the Green Witch Tarot for today's reading. So I'm just going to shuffle these a few times and then I'm going to choose 3 cards to see what the tarot wants you to be aware of here on Friday and what energy you'll be working with. So let's have a look. Okay, first card is the Battle Wagon, which is the Chariot. The Knight of Chalices. Oh, so a victory in a matter of the heart, in some sort of emotional area of your life where the outcome is not guaranteed. So if there's something that feels risky, like, do you want to move in with me? These cards are saying this is a good day to take that kind of emotional risk in relationships. And then we have the Horned God. Okay, which is the Emperor. So we have a lot of strength here. And I mean, we have all 3 characters are male. The Horned God is the Emperor. He's a figure of authority, leadership. Here he's like even got antlers on. So he's like the ultimate, Horned God, forest god. Then the Battle Wagon, we've got this kind of warrior riding into battle in order to fight his cause. So we've got more strength, more power. And then we have the inexperienced Knight of Chalices, or somewhat inexperienced Knight of Chalices in the middle. And that's kind of interesting to me. So I really feel that the areas where you will excel are bravery, taking an emotional risk, but areas where there absolutely is no risk and where things are really easy are things where you have to assert your own authority, where you have to state your own case, where you have to make decisions or take on a position of leadership. So if you're doing anything that requires any of those qualities, you'll have an easier time of it. So if you have to present to everyone else in the company, or if you have to make a decision for the entire family, and it's no one else can make it but you, but it will have an effect on everyone else. Or if you really have to show some resilience and grit to get through something, the Horned God, the Emperor, really supports you in all those areas. Then the Chariot is really about self-will triumphing the other circumstances. I want something, I'm going to do everything in my power to get it, to achieve it. And the Chariot, the Battle Wagon, is a card that says that process is worked out. You made a decision, you wanted it, you rode out and you got it. So that's why I'm saying in terms of emotional risks and relationships, there's an opportunity to grow and to win and to succeed. But again, what's super simple and straightforward is this is what I want. Of course I'm going to do it. And the Horned God would agree with that. Or this is something that's important to me, a passion. I'm not going to take no for an answer. I'm going to hop on my chariot and ride there myself. Thank you very much. Then we've got a little bird flying next to him. He's free to ride in whatever direction he wants. So I'm getting that in terms of you kind of doing things which may feel daunting, that is a good opportunity. But the second meaning I'm getting via the Knight of Chalices being in the middle here, if you feel like someone is trying to bulldoze you or bully you into doing something that you don't want, or they're trying to get you to take a side or be on their team or delegate work to you that really they could do themselves, the cards are saying to me is that you have it within you to stand up to other people and the pressure and even peer pressure. Don't let yourself be browbeaten into thinking that you have to do certain things because other people say so. It's interesting because the Knight is a court card and he's right in the middle. So we've got the Page of Chalices, the Page of Cups, who's very inexperienced when it comes to relationships and connection and matters of the heart in general, really. Like even being honest and real about his own feelings can be difficult. The Knight of Chalices is extreme in his feelings. He's romantic. I often call him Romeo from Romeo and Juliet. And he wants to experience the heights of love. But he also has emotional kind of fallouts. If things don't go his way, he can throw a temper tantrum, and he doesn't always have the coping skills to manage his own emotions, right? When you get to the King of Cups, that's someone who's consistently connected, loving, kind. He's able to vent his own angers and frustrations in healthy, constructive ways. He's someone who's mastered this aspect of life. So the Knight of Chalices, he's not a complete pushover. He's not the Page of Chalices who would say, oh, okay, you told me that I need to, pick all these flowers and to do it in the next 10 minutes. Of course I will. Yes, sir, I will. It's not that. Excuse me. The Knight of Chalices is more likely to have an emotional reaction to being told what to do. And he's a teenager, right? So if he is pushed into something that he feels is not justified, or that emotionally he's not comfortable with, or that he doesn't want to do, he isn't just going to say, oh, well, thank you for the suggestion, but I'd rather not, thank you very much. He is much more likely to blow up and to say, how dare you try and bully me into doing this kind of stuff? I'm not going to be pushed into a particular direction. You may be the Horned God, but who do you think you are? I'm the Knight of Chalices here. Please, let's just, stay in our lanes. So that's really good, because these two, in terms of energy for you to access on this day, are great. You're courageous, you can triumph, you can take risks and really be victorious and celebrate and have this sense of freedom. And also you can really feel strong and like you're the boss and you're in charge, and what you say goes, and whatever you put your mind to, you can do, right? But with these two kind of flanking this teenage boy in the middle who's interested in his little silver trophy, it seems to me like there could be potential pressure or conflict. So one, if it is that way, don't worry about it too much. You will be able to stand up for yourself and maintain what it is you want to do. And I would suggest that you try and not let yourself be swayed on this day. Because these two may look very established and have gone to the gym more often, but really, he's in touch with his heart here. And that opens a doorway to the higher realms. So you could argue that, this man, this teenager on his journey, he's really going to grow the most, and particularly in the areas of spirituality and love and connection and compassion and kindness and creativity and imagination, all these wonderful, beautiful things. He doesn't really care about being the boss or going on a victory lap. He wants to be in love. The other way is that both these guys could mentor this kid. They don't necessarily need to bully him and gang up on him. They could say, hey, listen, we appreciate what you're trying to do. I have been successful in my own journeying here. I'm going to tell you how I did it. I'm going to fill your cup with all this information that I've gathered. There you go. You've got my support, my blessing. The Horned God could say, listen, I've ruled the forest. I am what are they called? There's this whole thing online with people who label themselves as different type of men. Like, I'm an alpha man and a beta man. Although I don't think the beta men announced that. It's this whole stupid thing of, I don't know. It's just another label to stick on me, please. If anyone got the label of alpha man, I think the Horned God would get it. I mean, he literally has antlers, right? That is pretty butch. He's butch. So the Horned God, he could teach him, listen, you're strong, you can survive. Even if things don't work out in your relationships, if you're heartbroken sometimes, you still have everything that is you. You have your connection to the nature and the animals, in my case, so each of these men, they can teach, and the one in the middle on his journey, he could inspire them to open up in different areas, for him to become more loving, for him to maybe pursue victories of the heart, if he's just been kind of pursuing victories that requires social give him social standing or power or money or whatever it may be. So what my eye is being drawn to fundamentally, because we've got lots of different options here, the way this could turn out, this is what my eye is drawn to. And it's a doorway to love is what I feel, whether it's through love for yourself by standing up for yourself against outside forces, or it's allowing experienced, wise, loving people into your life who want to help you in your journey, or whether it's connecting or trying to connect in your own way and figuring it out on your own. Ultimately, this is the destination, and whichever, there is no wrong way to go about it today. So if there's anything where you feel you could learn something about yourself, or you could overcome a fear or a block or a limitation, or there's anything that you want to learn or experience, I think it's a great opportunity for love, for new relationships, for new connection with the higher realms, but also connecting with people who you may have never thought you'd have anything in common with, and really even an unusual collection of people who have very different goals, but on this day come together for a common cause. So I think it's a really good day for being open-minded and willing to learn. And always at the back of your mind having, well, if this starts to turn, if they start telling me what I ought to do because of my perceived inexperience, then I don't need to worry about that, because I can certainly stand up for myself. Thank you. Number-wise, we've got 7 and 1 is 8, and 4 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 3 in numerology is communication and new beginnings. So I think it's about communication and learning. And new beginnings, that learning new connections with something bigger, and a love that may be invisible and abstract, or a love that is practical and physical. And emotional and intellectual and everything else. Okay, so that's what I get for this day. It's unusual. Like the vibe ultimately I'm being left with is there's an unusual gathering of very, very powerful, useful people who bring a lot to the table in their own right, and their heart is in the right place, and together they can achieve great things and benefit each other. Okay, so I hope that gives you an idea of what you'll be working with. If you have, if you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch for a personal. I messed that up. If you have any questions that you'd like to ask me, I do personal readings. I use the tarot, astrology, numerology, and my intuition. If you have any questions about your life purpose or goals, vocational aptitudes, relationships, finance, what's coming up in future, actual locations, or anything at all, please do get in touch with me for a personal reading. And you can do that via my website, gregoryscott.com. And if you like this video, then give it a thumbs up, please hit subscribe and share the video online. Have a fabulous day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.